Hey everyone. I'll wait for you guys to come in. Hi. Come on in. We're waiting for the Montessori Nanny. So you want to take charge, okay? Girl, I know mine. Go do your thing, girl, I'll be quiet. Yeah, I know that. Hopefully she can. You wanna say it's your time? Yay!
Good.
You look lovely.
Oh gosh, it's the humidity. It keeps your skin damp, but I sweat all the time. So
yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Hi everyone, so many people coming in. How are you today?
I am great. I'm like balancing this on the mom's flower arrangement
That's all right.
currently.
It was fine
Okay.
before. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. Don't move it. I love the blouse. It's really nice.
It's from my teacher outfit closet that I no longer wear.
It's
I miss
good.
it dressing up.
Relax.
But
don't be nervous. You're talking to me. We talk every week, nearly every day. So just chill. You're gonna be good. You're in safe hands, okay? Just let the people know who you are, what you're about, your background, how you became a nanny.
Oh, you froze a little, Shada. Hold on, maybe.
Sorry. A little frozen. You know, we always get these technical difficulties.
There we go. I keep touching it. I know you said not to touch it. I just wanted to get the Wi-Fi. Okay.
It was fine the way it was.
Hi. Well, should I just do the intro?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell them who you are.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Rachel Brown, and I am a nanny. I am also a Montessori infant specialist. And before all of this, I was a teacher in a Montessori school for infants and toddlers. And before that, I was an au pair. And I decided to just go with nannying because I really love the one-on-one bonding that I can do with the infants and the parents. And then I met Shada and I made an Instagram to spread more knowledge about Montessori, the 0 to 3 Montessori, which is called Assistance to Infancy. And it feels like it's been like all year that I've been working with you, but it has not been like, it's been a couple of months, but a lot has happened in these 3 months.
In that time. Are you enjoying working with me? You don't have to just say that, but yeah.
Yes, because I obsessively talk about you and I'm like, well, Shada said, well, Shada does. And I was like, who's Shada? And I'm like, this woman that I've never met, but she lives on the other side of the pond, and it's so fun. Like,
oh, bless. Well, I'm always in your corner, so that's the main thing. You always got me. I'm always in your corner. But yeah, no. So your background is in Montessori, yeah?
Yeah. So
for the people that don't know, how would you describe Montessori methods or practice?
So Montessori education is, I'm not going to say it's totally different from regular education, but based on like public schools with, desk and the teacher's desk and, you're standing up here and talking, Montessori is hands-on. The biggest Montessori quote that probably a lot of people know is you follow the child. And so the room is set up for the child to be able to go and pick whatever they want to do. As long as they've had a lesson for it, they're free to choose it. And this is typically primary. It's 3 to 6. Elementary is 6 to 9, and it just goes up from there. But it's the most popular, I'd have to say, is primary, which is 3 to 6. And so the teacher is more, you're called a guide, and you guide the classroom and you guide the students and you link them to the environment and you explain things and give them language, but really it's about them facilitating their own learning.
Yeah.
And so I went to a Montessori kindergarten.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I just remember the trays. Like you get a tray, you put your work on it, and you could sit on the floor, you could sit in a chair, you could stand up. Like it's
Mm,
it's a lot more free than regular public school.
yeah. And do you find, how would you then like encourage independence with using the Montessori methods? What kind of things would you do?
So for me, for 0 to 3, encouraging independence really is based on your child's physiological stage, and even
Mm,
within that, your own child personally. So I always like to say, what does your child do? And then most people are like, it's an infant. They don't really do anything. And I'm like, that's the easy part. So here's where you could come in and bring in different materials. And it
yeah.
doesn't have to be anything fancy. I think when I started Montessori, everybody was like, how are you affording like all these wooden toys and these metal things? And like it's based on natural materials. But I was like, if I give this baby this compact mirror from my purse, they're going to look at themselves, and
Mm,
beyond just looking at themselves, they're getting visual feedback. Um, I mean, placement, the
yeah.
bilateral placements,
Feel
just,
as well.
yeah,
Mm,
sensory. It's a lot. You have to break down. I like to think of it as breaking down the world to a child. To a 2 month old, everything is new. Every
yeah.
day is new. It's the same
Mm,
3 years old. Every day is new and different. And you can always give them something that you don't care about. This water
mm,
bottle is probably the best investment. It makes a really cool sound and you can ding it.
mm,
It's metal, it's heavy. Like every child likes to pick it up, mess with it, and I don't care. Like you're
mm,
learning something for
mm.
yourself.
So how do you combine? Because at the moment you're a nanny for two children, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, they're so cute. And how do you combine your Montessori experience with your nanny, and how do you combine the two? So like Montessori at home, because a lot of parents watching or nannies watching that adopt the same method as you could use this as inspiration.
Yes. So if you saw their playroom, it's not very Montessori. I like to give parents, it's their house, it's their freedom. And right now, the people I work for um, like to buy gifts. That's how they show their love language. And so
Mm,
for Montessori, the environment, especially 0 to 3, is huge. It's the materials in the environment and the environment itself. And in that environment, children have a natural sense of order. And so you put out a limited amount of stuff. Um, so in my classroom, which is the best example, I had a bookshelf with 3 to 6 books, all hard cover books, nothing that they can tear, and it's
mm,
limited. And so when they take it down, it's really easy to say, okay, you took this book, we're all done with it. Let's put it back on the
mm,
shelf. And so
mm.
when they follow their natural sense of order, I mean, children pick up on stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
quick. Yeah, very
quick,
adaptable. Hmm.
very. And so with
Hmm.
my children, their playroom is not Montessori curated. They have a lot of stuff. And so what I'll do is kind of hide stuff and rotate it out, especially if they're doing it the wrong way. Like if they're just throwing puzzle pieces, throwing trains, I'm like, I can tell that you don't want to work on this, you're not ready for it. And then I hide it and pull something else out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I would say is you're curating your child's materials, because they're not going to be able to focus on everything at once. They're not going to
Hmm.
be interested in 10 different dump trucks, even if they have lights and sounds. If that's just not what they're into. And 9 times out
Yeah.
of 10, they want what you're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
it's
was,
about just giving them real materials. I know it's so
yeah.
much sometimes. So I'm like, okay, not only is it curating, it's like giving them real materials. And so if they want to have a play kitchen set, I told them I
Mm,
might rather them have metal pots and pans, metal spoons, because that's what's in the real world. So yeah.
mm. Yeah, that's a really good way to do it, because one thing I did with my nanny boys was, you just get the pots and the pans and the wooden sticks, and then I just gave it to them, and they started making like drums, like a drum kit. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is so cool, but that was very Montessori of them. But they
Yeah.
had done that themselves. Like I didn't tell them what to do. I just gave them the materials and then they made their play. So I think that's very important. And we probably as nannies do it a lot more than we actually are aware of. But I think where yours is intentional, that definitely does help. So do you find that you have to like plan ahead? Or is it like walking on the day and I can just do things on the day? Could you have so many activities in your head? Or do you feel like you need to plan ahead? I probably know the answer to that because I know what you're like. I know you.
I
So,
I should plan ahead, and like I'll wake up in the morning and be like, "Oh man, that's a great idea." But like as soon as I walk in the door, it's like they've been watching my car pull up. If I go
yeah,
somewhere, the boys are behind me. And so like
yeah,
I do plan some things that mostly it is spur of the moment. Especially doing Montessori on the fly. So I will say I am more Montessori in my words and actions than how
yeah,
the layout of the house is. I
yeah,
use a lot of real language and like I describe it as narrating. I am a constant narrator. So when the boys pick up something, I'm like, oh, you picked up the block. Would you like to put it in? And then I hand them a basket. And,
mm,
every time they put something, you just say in. And if they are
mm,
opening and closing the pantry, I say open, close. You open the
yeah,
pantry. We're closing
mm,
the pantry. When I
mm,
walk
yeah,
around with them, it's constantly describing what I'm doing too.
yeah,
So I'm like, we're going to get in the car. I'm going to buckle you in. I'm going to get your brother out. You know the drill. I'm going to
mm,
open the stroller. I'm just constantly
mm.
talking to myself. And I know,
Yeah, that's
especially at the,
so good though. That's
yeah,
really,
like
really
people
good
have
because
stared
it
at
teaches you
me
the language.
and it helps me to remember stuff. So I like go through a
Mm,
checklist before you leave the house. I'm like, do we have our shoes? Do we have our water? And like now the little boy is like, I have shoes. Do you have your coffee, Rachel? And I'm like, no, let me run in the house and get that. But
mm,
I
mm-hmm.
think that description, I mean, personally for me and having that classroom, I know that children are picking up. And that's like the first couple of syllable words they'll say is like open, close, in, out, up,
Yeah,
down. Yeah.
yeah. So that's really good that you do that, the narrating. Someone's commented. Let me just go and see.
Ooh. Oh,
Oh,
I
hi
saw
everyone. Hi
my
everyone
friends
coming
are
in.
joining.
Oh, this is good. Hi, friends.
They all have
Let's
babies.
see.
Uh,
So everything Nanny said, yes, narrating um is such an underused source, such an easy thing to do, but so beneficial. Yes, it is. And it's so good to just keep, talk to the children about what you're doing because that's how they pick up language. That's how they pick
yes.
it up very easily, and it's repetition, isn't it? If they're continuously hearing open, close, or in, out. If you're doing the action with it as well, you're teaching them as you go along, which is really, really good. So okay, so you was originally an au pair.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to us a bit more about your experience as an au pair and what an au pair is? Because some people might not know what that is, and kind of
Yeah.
like what inspired you to do that? Would you an au pair in America? Where are you based, by the way? You have to let the people know.
Oh, hi. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, in the deep South.
Okay. Yeah, the dirty South,
The
y'all. The dirty
dirty
South.
South.
I don't know what accent that was, but anyways.
It's
Um,
okay. I don't sound country until I get upset, and then I'm like,
oh, then it comes out. The South accent comes out.
y'all ain't doing nothing with me right now. Y'all ain't about to play with me. Like,
Y'all.
y'all need to get it together.
It's
But
so funny because when I get angry or when I get annoyed, my Birmingham accent just gets so strong. And then it was so funny because you said to me the other day, he's like, Shada, what's this accent? Where's this come from?
that's what I think is so like the little colloquialisms and like it's just
I
like all saved
was
up
like
and
fuming, and then like the accent comes out. But yeah, so what your experience as an au pair, like how did that start?
I was having trouble finishing college, my undergraduate degree. I had one math class I kept failing, and I was like, forget this, I gotta go. And I went on the internet, found an au pair website, and like just went out on a limb, like messaged a few families. This one family in France is like, we love Americans. We've had au pairs. I've had au pairs. The parents had it when they were little. We want our kids doing the same. Um, And so they had an agency that helped with all the paperwork. I had to, on my side, fill out a lot of paperwork and then drive to Atlanta to go to the embassy to get the visa. And then after that, I moved to Source Oscar, France, which is like the south of France in a surfing village. Personal
Wow.
note, I can't swim. And they knew that. But they're professional surfers and restaurateurs. And so
Wow.
I would sit on the beach and just watch like the kids like go in the water and stuff. Yeah. But it was really, I mean, there's no experience I've ever had like that. And when I meet younger
Yeah.
nannies or like at the park or like babysitters, I'm like, if you are just done with what you're doing right now, please go au pair. Like it's you meet so many people, you have all these things happen to you. Like, I mean, there's good, there's questionable things, but like it was just a lot of fun, especially because I knew conversational French, but not like that. And so the family
Yeah.
is French speaking, and I learned so much from the kids. I got to drive around this giant Jeep, uh, and just like
Mm.
party vacation with them. We went to the
Mm.
Pyrenees Mountains to go skiing. I'd never been skiing before. They
Mm.
went to Corsica, and I got to go to Amsterdam, which was super cool. I met like great other au pairs, and
Mm.
it was just great. I loved it. I would
Yeah.
love to go back overseas. Um,
Mm.
totally waiting on that to go back
Yeah.
overseas.
We are manifesting that, ain't we? We're working on it. Working on it.
We are working
Yes.
on
You're
that.
going to manifest your overseas position. Do you have a preference of where you want to go?
Okay, number one dream country, which is really odd, it's Japan. They don't
Yeah.
do nannies, and culturally, that does not
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
would have to
That
work
is
for
quite
free.
true. There's not a lot of like, yeah, there's not really. That is quite true, because even the other day I saw a job in China and I was like, raw, that's rare.
It's they believe that
But
when
the
you have
family were not Chinese.
no,
That's the
it's
thing.
always foreigners that need
Mm,
somebody.
mm. Oh, hi, Lucinda. She just got a job where, am I gonna guess this? Switzerland. I think that's
Ooh.
right. If so, congratulations. Um,
Oh,
so yeah, she's like, yay to overseas.
yes,
So
I
are you
want to
there
go.
now? Did you reach safely? Let us know. Because I saw it briefly. And like I said, sometimes I see things and I'm like, did I see that or was that my imagination?
I
So
think I did
I'm
see
I'm
that.
convinced.
That's
I'm
something you
convinced.
moved
Yeah, she's a
overseas.
maternity nurse. She used to be a nanny, but she's now a maternity nurse. Or maybe both. Lucinda, let me know. Wait, where did she go? Oh yeah, I was right. Switzerland. Yay! Well,
That's so fun.
congratulations. That is
Yes,
so cool. So
I
look at
want to
look.
go.
People are still a bit booked and busy in a pandemic. So don't let no one tell you that there's no jobs out there, guys.
There are
She said it's
jobs.
amazing, only until December though. Take out the though, only till December. It's amazing.
You
Yeah, it's
better
a
stick
great
around.
achievement. Don't downplay it. Because we were talking in the DMs as well a few weeks ago, and there was a bit of uncertainty, and then look what happened. Boom, just like that. So
Yeah,
manifestation is the way to go. Manifestation, it name.
yeah.
So Japan would be somewhere where you'd want to go. Why Japan? This is a very random
I
choice.
just grew up being like obsessed with Japan. Like it's
Oh,
called
the culture.
yeah, like anime, like it
Yeah,
started like that and I was a
yeah.
total nerd growing up.
Mm,
Uh and then I got to go to Japan in
yeah.
November
Mm.
and that was great. And like I can read Japanese and I can speak conversational Japanese and that was
Wow, that's
fun.
amazing.
Yeah, and I got to see Hello
So you
Kitty
can speak a bit
World.
of French and you can speak a bit of Japanese as well. Look at this, guys. Multi-talented nannies out here. Hello. And she has au pair experience and she also has a Montessori master's. Like, you see us nannies, we are just not out here just raising children. We're booked and busy and we're also doing our education as well. So give us
Yes.
our recognition. Okay, okay. Okay, so Japan. Okay. So then what would you say then is based on your being an au pair, being a Montessori teacher and being a nanny, what do you enjoy the most and why?
I definitely have to say, oh man, Au pair and nannying are like a close tie. Like I miss the travel aspect of au pairing,
Yeah.
but for both of those positions, I love being in the home. I noticed as a teacher, I had nine, and the most I had was 10 infants. And I mean, I'm no, at least that's 20 parents, nine kids, 10 kids, and it's like a whirlwind. And I loved all my parents, I loved all the kids, but sometimes it was just like this parent had a problem and I wanted to do more. But I was so
Mm.
tired and so burned out, and that school was like, you cannot give special treatment to certain parents. And so I started doing stuff on the low by going in their homes and doing consultations and babysitting, because I was like, the time that we get in the morning or when you pick up is
Yeah.
like 5 seconds of my attention. Like, I will come to your house and help you. And
Mm.
some of the teachers I work with were not fans of me and ratted me out. And I was like,
Mm. Because you
are we
went
all in the
overboard and beyond. That's why. And
yeah, and
sometimes when you go overboard and beyond, you show out for other people. Or when you're naturally a giver and you're naturally hardworking, sometimes people that are not naturally that way can get a bit jealous. So that could be a thing.
yeah,
They
I mean,
hating on you, girl. I'm just...
oh, Shada, you don't even know. Like, I have a notebook filled of like the stories from that job. That's why I quit because I was like, not
Mm-hmm.
only am
It
I
sounds toxic.
miserable, huh?
Mm. It sounds like a toxic work environment.
That place needs to be buried 20 feet underground and sealed with lead. Oh my God, that school. Um,
You got
and
out, which was the main thing.
yeah, I mean, it's a really popular school in Atlanta, which is what floors me. Like, there's celebrities that send their kids there. And I'm just
Mm.
like, don't you pick up on like the atmosphere? Like, don't you feel the tension and like the air?
Mm.
Like, my
Mm.
classroom was my safe haven. Like, everybody's like, your kids never cry. Your kids are always laughing and like you're always singing and dancing. And I'm like, they're all that I have in this
Yeah.
room. Like, me and my assistants and my babies. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, bless.
Yeah.
But that's good though. That shows a testament to who you are as a teacher as well. And it's really nice that you can have the au pair experience and the teacher experience and then become a nanny, because when you combine all three, like you cannot be a crap nanny with all that experience. Like it's just it'll be a waste. He'll be like, "What you doing?" Do you know what I mean? So,
It
but what
is.
one's your favorite? You haven't said which one's your favorite.
Oh gosh. Okay. I guess it's au pairing because of the
Yeah,
travel. Like,
yeah.
it's just fun to go out and do different things because like
Hmm.
with them, I drive the boys around and we go do stuff, but it's
Yeah,
around town. And like with an
yeah.
au pair, you're like, okay, we're gonna get on the plane or we're gonna get in this boat or like we're gonna go
Mm,
on a train, which was new to
mm,
me. I was like,
mm.
we're just gonna get on the train, nobody's gonna check our
Wait,
bags.
is there no trains in Alabama?
There are trains, but they carry like coal and fuel, and they're
So what? You can't get on the train in like public transport.
oh no, 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 no. If you don't have a car, you're not
What?
going anywhere here. Like,
How do you get around?
in a car,
What if you don't have a car?
you can't get around. Like, that's really truly like I had a
Are you
sorority
in
sister.
Mokuland? Where are you? In the countryside?
No, like everything is there's n the deep south was not made with big cities in mind. There's like
Oh,
Atlanta is like a big city, and there's like a train system there. There's like share ride sharing and stuff. Birmingham is not like there's no area that you could like I'm gonna walk to this bar and then walk to a restaurant and then walk like here. Like, you would have to go to that restaurant, get in your car, go to the bar, get in your car, go to the next place. Like,
wow. Someone says there's an Amtrak to travel out of town.
Lauren, stop it. It doesn't go anywhere. It takes 8 hours to get to New Orleans. That's my cousin. She thinks she lives in Chicago and there is a train there. She knows what I
Oh,
mean. You know what I mean?
so wait, hold on. There's a train from Alabama that takes you to New Orleans, and it's 8 hours on the train.
on the train, and like you can, like there is a train, there's one train, and you can pick out a schedule. I looked at it, it's hard, it's so complicated. You could go to New York, you could go to California, but it's going to take, like, there's no express, like anything. It's like a
So it takes
vacation.
forever.
Yes.
So for a traveler like me, that sounds like a dream. So wait, hold on. I can come to Alabama and then just jump on a train and go New Orleans.
Yes, actually, you know what, Shada, that would be a good idea for you. A lot of people do it as a drinking
Yeah.
thing. So, like, a lot of sororities and
I don't
fraternities
drink.
have parties in New Orleans, and so you would board the train at the University of Alabama and just drink all the way for like 7 hours till you got to New Orleans.
I don't drink, so what would I do?
Look outside. It's like a party train is the only time that I've heard people bring, like, we're going to go on the train in New Orleans and, like, get schmammered. And I was like, that's still 8 hours.
Wait, hold on. Because, hi, Taylor. She said, we have a public bus. That's about it. Wait, hold on. So the way I am envisioning Birmingham, Alabama is like the swinging cowboy doors. Yeah. Loads of dust, tumbleweed, like horses. That's what I'm thinking, yeah? Because maybe I watch too much films. I don't know. Because I'm thinking, how can it's America. Like, when you think of America, you just think it's just got everything. I don't know. It's weird. So, do you live in a small town?
So Birmingham is the biggest city in Alabama. And so I live in the suburbs. Like, everybody lives in the suburbs. If you can afford to live in downtown, either you have gaboobles of money, and that's like one of a few homes that you own, or like you're rent sharing with like 5 other like hipsters.
Yeah.
So like I live in a suburb, and so it's a gated community, and to leave, I have to drive out of the neighborhood, get out of the gate, go down a major interstate, and along the sides of the interstate are like stores and shops, but there's no sidewalks, there's no crosswalks. The bus stop is on the side of the road. It's absolutely terrifying. Like, when people are standing on the side of the road, because people, like, the speed limit's 55, and people are standing waiting for the bus, and sometimes like the bus will just pull out of nowhere, and like cars are like swerving around, and like it's just, you have to drive at least 30 minutes to get where you're going. Like,
wow, Alabama just sounds like a town in another world. Everyone's laughing at me. Hi, Lee. So I'll come to Shada. Yes, listen, make sure you come. Down south is home, says, and the Birmingham does have a public transit. Come and visit. I will. I definitely will. I'm so curious now, because you said all this. I'm thinking I need to see it now. No, it's not like that. It's basically suburbs and a city.
It's suburbs.
Oh, sorry. I hope I'm not offending you guys. They're like, no, it's a cool place to live. And Rachel's like, no, it's not.
Dude, this place sucks. I've never liked living here. Like, I appreciate it, but like, I've seen the world, and
once you see the world, I know what you mean, because I'm like that with London. I love it here, but I've seen it all. Like, not that I've seen it all, but because I grew up in London, it's like you just always want to go somewhere else. Like, you don't get excited from where you live. I don't know. Maybe if I lived in the Bahamas, I'll be really excited. But yeah, like, you always want something else, isn't it? You always want more. So I get that. A mid-sized city, okay. Everyone does not live in the suburbs. Everything is spread out, small area communities. Hi, Chella. Hi, Mother Nanny. It's mostly trees. Rachel just hasn't found her people yet. It's a mix of city life, suburbs, neighborhoods, and trees. We have lakes. Oh, it's amazing. You're not selling this to me, Rachel. You're really not selling this to me.
Go to Atlanta, Shada.
They're selling it.
Go to Atlanta.
They're selling it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do Atlanta. That's definitely one that I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to, like I said it to, I think, Crystal or Kim, I can't remember. I'm going to just do like a full 6 weeks, just hopping from state to state. And I'm going to just visit everyone. So everyone has to drop me where they are. Shada, I'm here. Come see me. I'll be like, hey, hi, Anne. And then someone else will be like, yeah, I'm in this state. Come see me. But I do want to do a road trip. As much as I hate driving long distance, I want to
Really?
experience that in America. Just one time. Just one time. I don't feel like I need to do it again. Just once. Like, because I did, when I was in Croatia, my God, I drove so much. I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do this again. But I think it's because I was tired. But I think if I planned for a road trip in America, it would be so cool. Imagine. That would be so cool. Just a few states. But I'm not trying to do 12 hours. You know what I've always wanted to do? Vegas. I've always wanted to like drive in Vegas to like a desert
That
or, you know
would
what I
be
mean? Like,
fun. Like the dune
yeah, like I've always
buggies.
wanted to do that. That's
That
definitely
would
something
be
I want to do. So more about you, because it's not about me, it's about you. We're recognizing you as the Montessori Nanny. Okay, so talk about, have you ever been in situations where things haven't gone so
okay.
well as a nanny?
What was that, Shada? I have a timer on my Instagram, and it's like, you've been on Instagram for an hour. You need to go do something else. And I was like, uh,
Because you've done it before. Sorry, listen, timer, you need to move to the side. We ain't
yeah,
finished yet. Okay.
I got it. So what were you
Um,
asking, Shada?
yeah, so as a nanny, what have you had any challenging experiences, or experiences that were like your worst experience, and kind of how did you deal with that
I
without
have
mentioning names
no,
or
no,
anything?
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
So I will say that this has been in October, it'll be my full year of nannying, just solid year with the same family. And I have no complaints because compared to my last job, I was a wreck. Like
Yeah.
medically, I had stomach ulcers, I was getting sick all the time, like
That's
crying, stress. I could never leave my job. You know, people call me, email me. And then when I quit, and like my friend found me this family, I thought I'd have to go through five more families. These people are, I would tell them all the time, you guys are normal, you are nice, you are regular, you are
yeah,
sympathetic, you let me go to
yeah.
the doctor when I'm sick. And like, that's a basic human right that I was not allowed at my last job. Like, I got very, very
Wow.
ill. I kept showing up to work until one day I was like, I'm gonna pass out. And I had to go to the
Yeah.
doctor, and they were like, "You have a huge infection in your eye. Like, you're about to lose your right eye. Why did you not go to the doctor?" And I was like, "I can't
Wow.
take off of work." Uh, so I love my job. I have not had any issues. I mean, like the parents are very happy with me. I mean, the mom
Mhm.
started crying yesterday when I told her I was looking for another position now that's been a year. I told them it would be a year, and I was being
Yeah.
honest with her, and she just started crying, and she's like, "You don't understand, like, that you're a part of our family." And I'm like, having this,
Oh, that's
I'm
so
like,
sweet. That's what
I'm
we
like,
love.
yes.
Pop the collar.
I was like, let me
Bless the
feed on your
collar.
tears. They taste so good. I love this attention. And she's like
It's
bawling, and I'm
good.
like,
It's good to know you're appreciated. It really
yes,
is. And I think um, you tend to find how much you're kind of worth with your nanny role when they realize that you're going to be leaving.
yeah,
That's when it like hits them, because I think when you're working, they take it for granted a little bit, and then they just assume that like you're always going to be there, or you're really good at what you do. But it's when the possibility of you not being there is now an option, that's when they start to realize. But it's good that you was very honest with your boss, and you displayed open communication.
yeah,
And it's not nice that she cried, but then in a way it's nice that you're appreciated enough for her to be emotional about it, because if she was a crap nanny, she probably wouldn't care,
she's
so
like,
in
can
a
you leave
way, like,
now?
yeah, she'll be like, what, right now? Okay, bye. But she didn't do that. So that's a good thing in a way. Like, you don't want her to be upset, but at the same time, you kind of want her to be a little bit upset, because then it
Just
makes you feel like, oh, I'm wanted, I'm
okay.
needed, I'm, appreciated. Did they do anything for National Nanny Recognition Week?
No, I did not know how to talk. Like, I mentioned it in a blip. I was like, hey,
Mint.
I'm doing a story takeover for National Nanny Appreciation Week. And the mom was like, I didn't know that was a thing. And I was like, me neither. And then that was it. Um,
Oh, Rachel, that's not the way to do it.
I can't chat. The Southerner in me cannot be pushy or like I would
Nothing pushy, but
pin.
just say, yeah, because this week from the 20th to the 26th, employees or employers, they gift their nannies and they show appreciation to their nannies. So, they get flowers or they get gifts or they get bonus, like hint, hint. He's had the children mention it to their parents. Oh, thank you for drawing me a picture for National Nanny Recognition Week.
I should have done that.
Like,
Draw a
no,
picture of myself and be like, "Oh, look what they made."
yeah,
I didn't think to do that.
And just put NNRW 2020 on there. Just like, how did they know?
Wow, he was just pooping in his pants, and now he can do this shading. And look at, and he
Right.
spelled the hashtag. Can I have $50,
I need to end it. Literally, like that would literally, here in the UK, it's not celebrated much. I don't think a lot of people know about it, but they probably do now because we nannies have been going ham this week.
I
with
mean,
national
y'all in the UK have this thing, this nanny culture that I've noticed does not exist. It exists in New York City and maybe LA, but through the rest of America, it is not like how I feel like across the pond. Like,
no, there's not. I don't know what you've seen here, darling, but there's not.
are you serious? I feel like everything, like anything in America that has to do with nannies, they're like, "Oh, you're British? Oh, you're from England? Oh, you're British? Oh, like a British nanny?" I'm like, no, I'm not. No, what? Like anybody could be a nanny, but like it's this association that like proper British people do the best with kids. Like,
Oh,
so like
well,
people
that's not
love
true.
to
That's
import
not.
nannies. They love that.
Oh yeah, I know. A lot of American families love British nannies. Like, yeah, because I think it's because it's like a Mary Poppins kind of, British
Classy.
thing. But I don't know about the whole. I'm trying to be nice here, yeah. So I'm gonna watch my words because. But the community spirit here that like I've only noticed since COVID coming on Instagram that there's nannies, UK nannies here, and everyone's been really lovely and supportive. But I also think it's because they've seen that there's such a community with American nannies, especially in Atlanta. There seems to be a very solid nanny community in Atlanta, which I love. Every time I talk to a nanny and they're really, really dope, they then go, yeah, because I'm in Atlanta. I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. Like they're always close to Atlanta. So I don't know. I think now there's probably starting to be more of a nannies kind of being more supportive, I would say. Before it was quite cliquey. But I think COVID has brought everyone together in a way because we've all had to kind of pivot and like people have lost their job. It's humbled people a bit, if that makes sense. So because people have been humbled, they're now starting to kind of make more friends and be more open. Because I know there's friends I have now that I probably would never have connected with them if it weren't for Instagram or social media. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. There needs to be a community here because it's very isolating. It's very isolating. But I've been very fortunate to find some amazing nannies, including yourself. So I don't feel like I'm missing out at all. I'm going to go to the comments quickly. I think we got a few comments. Go out west. What's in West California? Let's see. Hi, Emma. Hi, Nanny Kim on the go. Who else we got? Let's see. Ooh. If you guys have any questions for Rachel, please put them down at the bottom and we can get her to answer them because obviously she's got au pair experience, she's got experience with Montessori, and she also has nanny experience. So if you have any questions you want to answer, feel free. Let's see. Let's go down. Ooh. Anne's laughing at me. I'm not sure why. But is it Alyssa? Am I saying, is it Alyssa?
It's Alyssa. Yeah, that's my best friend.
Alyssa. Oh, lovely name, Alyssa. And gorgeous picture as well. It's because if that nanny show bet, what does that mean?
Oh, Super Nanny. Nanny 911 and Super Nanny were really big.
Nanny who?
Nanny 911 and Super Nanny. I think
Oh, yeah. Okay.
the
So is that
Norland.
why?
Yes.
Yeah, Americans love Super Nanny show, and I was like, yeah, they do, innit? And maybe because she's very strict British, like hot, 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 hot. I don't know
Yeah,
what that
like
was,
come in and be
but
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
never. And I'm just like
yeah,
watching it,
yeah,
and I'm like, the deep down, the black mother in me is like, man, I would have beat those kids' asses. Why are you hitting each other? Don't hit him. I was like, that's why I couldn't watch it, because I'm just like, fuck.
yeah. A lot of black, a lot of black or Caribbean as well. Parents are like, what? Like, but that's not the best way. I even had this debate with my mom the other day because my mom grew up very Jamaican. So
Ooh.
she has a cultural way of, bringing up children. Very different to how I don't believe in like hitting children. But
No, no,
I got hit when I was younger, like, smacked or, whatever. I didn't get battered, but I got hit, smacked, if I was a bit rude. But I think I was a quite a good kid, but I was cheeky. I still am. I was a bit, it was my mouth that was an issue. Like I would like mumble things underneath my breath and stuff like that. So it'd be like, what did you say? And it's like,
mm.
So yeah, I think a lot of black parents watch Super Nanny and they're like, nah, man, he should get a beating or he should get this. But it's not always the way. It's not always the way.
It's
There's loads
not.
of different ways. I think Nanny has taught me. It's taught me that there's loads of ways to discipline children positively without having to hit them. Obviously, we can't hit them anyway, which
No,
is fine.
no,
I'm
no,
not
no.
trying to
And
hit them.
disclosure, I know my friends are like, Rachel, you shouldn't have said. I do not hit
No, of
children.
course not. No, you don't have to put a disclaimer. People know you don't hit
I
children.
only fight adults. So if you want me, come get me. But I think the 11
your
people
ex,
in
your
here.
ex colleagues, yeah, they sound like they were a nightmare. But it sounds like a bit like I call it adult bullying. Sometimes there's bullying in the workplace, and people think, oh, when I was in school, I got bullied, but it happens in the workplace as well. People gang up on you, and
Gang
and
up
they do
and
some
say
wicked things
crazy
like,
stuff. And
mm,
I'm just like, I never got bullied. I mean, I did, but it wasn't how I got bullied at this job. Like, because I had
yeah,
to sit down. I was like, am I being bullied? And I was like, no, 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 we're all adults. And then, like, literally, like, I had somebody come and, like, talk behind my back to my assistants, my ride or
yeah,
die assistants. They came in the room after I left and were like, you don't need to support her. You don't need to listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And I, like, they
yeah.
told me. And they, like, one of them was from Chicago. I love my assistant. She was like, do you want me to go follow her home? Because I'll follow her. And I was like, we're just not going to
No,
open the door to any more
yeah,
teachers.
to that, yeah.
I was like, please don't jump this woman. Like,
Yeah, yeah. No, no, we don't
oh.
want that.
But yeah,
It's
it was
good she had
really
your
bad.
back. It's good she had your back. But no, it's something that is not spoken about enough. But it is. I've seen that in the workplace before, but I think it's more like microaggressions or just little things that make you feel like you have to kind of dumb down who you are. Or if
Yes.
your light shines very bright, like actually this light here is very bright. Let me turn it down a bit. But, I'm probably like squinting. But if like I've found I don't know. You can probably speak on your experience, but I found for me, I have a very big personality. When I walk in the room, I I own the room. That I know that for a fact because I have a big personality. I'm very confident, um, and I think just my aura as well. So I tend to find that sometimes me just being myself, some people just don't like it. They just don't like me because I'm just me. But I'm like, how can you not like me for being me? Like I can't be anyone else. Like, so what do you want me to
That's
do?
what, like, I
So
asked that. And, like, my mom, always listening to my mom, she's like, they're jealous. And I was like,
yeah,
who is jealous of me? But I was finishing my master's. So we'd
guys.
all done the same Montessori training, every teacher there. Um, but the master's was something extra that is just like an extra summer. And you go to Loyola in Maryland. And I was doing that during my first year at the job, and I had to leave for the summer. It was a year-round school, but I had to leave for that summer to go finish my master's. And when I came back, like, these people at this job would get a cake for anything, any celebration. Like, somebody broke their foot and they got a cake. I came back from getting my master's and nobody said boo at all.
Yeah,
And I was
because it
like,
was a thing of who do you think you are? You think
yes,
you're better than us? No,
yeah.
you think I'm better than you. That's why you're saying, do you know what I mean?
And I was like, everybody could do this. This opportunity was an equal opportunity. I had a
Yeah.
like 2.5 GPA when I graduated undergrad. I
What does
never
that
thought.
mean to us here in the
Oh,
UK? Because we just heard numbers and we're like, what?
2 point. Um, in college and university in America, your grades are turned like A, B, C, D, E, F, or not E, A, B, C, D, F are
Yeah.
all taken together and calculated into a GPA. So the highest is like a 4.0. They do that in high school too. They'll just calculate your grades. So it's a 4.0 is the highest. The lowest is like, I guess, 0.01, but you wouldn't be in school.
Yeah.
And I had a 2.5 was the lowest, or 2.3 is the lowest, and it's not good. And
Yeah.
to get into grad school, you have to have like at least a 3.0, and you also have to take
Yeah.
another test. But for this grad school, it was like, hey, you made it into Montessori training, just fill out this extra application, write a few, like two more extra papers, and submit it. And I was like,
Yeah.
I have a low GPA. And the lady who helped me was like, girl, she's like, I almost flunked out of undergrad and they let me into graduate school and they let me
Yeah.
in. And I was like,
Sometimes it's not even about your grade. That's right. Good. And you should claim that accolade because sometimes it's not the grade that you get. Because I feel like me, I wouldn't say I'm very academic, but I don't
yeah,
know why I went and did a master's because I struggled. Listen, I struggled. But I didn't give up. That's the main thing. But at the same time, I don't feel like my master defines my knowledge
no,
because practice, theory and practice are two completely different things. I could have 2 degrees, yeah, and not know how to translate that knowledge into experience or into practice. I might not know how to do that. That means I won't be the best nanny I can be. So yeah, I've got these 2 degrees, but I ain't done nothing with it. Imagine. So you can't really define someone on that. It's good that someone has done it because looking at your CV, when you sent me like your documents and stuff, I was like, "Wow, she's done a lot." But then when I spoke to you, you didn't feel like you did a lot. So I just was like, "Why is that?" But then when I hear how and I see how you are as a nanny, I'm like, you definitely
hey,
transitioned that
David.
theory into practice. Hi, is that your dad, boss?
It's my dad, boss.
Oh,
No,
hi,
no, sorry.
dad,
Yeah, I told them about this
boss.
morning, and I was like, I hope they don't think I'm interviewing for another position, just like in my
No,
prep from a decent. Like,
yeah. No, not at all. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing that you can put that into practice. So in terms of sorry, because I want to just keep track of time. So obviously Instagram kicks us out,
yes.
and I don't want to be kicked off. So let's wrap it up. Let me know
Oh, hey,
what you want to
Shazadi.
be. I know who's that. Hold on, wait. Is someone
Somebody from
coming?
the school that I worked at who was not crazy. She was
Oh, she
actually,
was nice.
yes.
Okay. What I do is I ask you a question, then we'll go to the comments and then we'll wrap up because obviously I know you're at work and you need to get back to working.
I keep looking at
So
the
what do you want to be
monitors.
recognized for?
Um, I thought about this all week, Shada, and I totally
Did
know
you?
you. I just want the families that I interact with to remember me because it's like that. I had nannies growing up, and we still talk about our nannies. We still have like family videos of my brother being like, Renee's here, and like running to the door. I just want them to remember, like, oh, yeah, it's Rachel. Like, or like, just when they go back and like, she cared for you, and like, they'll maybe like
Yeah,
be like, oh, yeah, I kind of remember like that. But just
yeah,
if I became a part of the family, like that they'll kind of
mm,
just remember me. But yeah, I
yeah.
just
That's so sweet. You want them to remember you. What do you want them to remember? That you cared for them very well, or that you loved them, or that you did your best? Like, what do you want them to? If it was a child that said, "My nanny Rachel is," what would you want them to say about you?
just so fun and like I nanny I've only nannied white children and
Yeah,
I've taught all of them how to dance. Um
yeah.
every time music comes on and parents are like, my baby's just like
Really?
doing this or like this move
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh no, where'd they get that? Like, please don't have a nanny cam because I am doing like full choreography, like teaching them
Yeah.
like 5, 6, 7, 8, hit it 1, 2, and pop, then out, bring it up and down, turn around and spin and sass and freeze. And like, I just like so much of the day. It's like I feel like the day is just like, is she just gonna keep dancing or like, is she done? Like, if I dance too, will she get me out of the high chair?
Oh, bless. That's so sweet. Well, good. I'm so happy that you said that. I think you're the only nanny that said that, like, you want the children to remember you as being fun. And,
Just because I spoke to my nanny about after I got back from my au pairing, and she's working in a nursing home, but she had called the house. I forgot why, and I ended up talking to her, and I was like, well, I'm gonna start becoming a nanny too. And she's like, is it because of me? And I was like, well, yeah, Jackie, like I remember so much about her, and like
yeah,
she would just like would bring us like Fago soda and like glass bottles, like strawberry soda, and take us out to the park for
yeah,
picnics and just
yeah,
random things that you equate
yeah,
to somebody. And so
yeah.
I just don't want to be forgotten.
Yeah, the same. That's what I think is the hardest thing. Like, I feel like once I finish with a nanny family, I don't want the kids to forget me. So I'm always like, how are they doing? Are they good? And then I'm like, show them this video, show them the parents be like, this nanny boy, she's not gonna leave us alone. But it's just because I want them to remember me. I know that feeling. I definitely know that feeling. Let's go to the comments quickly. We've got a few. So someone said, so is buying toys a waste of time?
No, it all depends on you. I will say buying mini toys is kind of a, it's not a waste, but if you have a lot of materials right now, I would say go ahead and pick up what you know that child has not touched in like a good while, and then just hide it. And just slowly go through, like if you notice like they keep playing with this truck, obviously keep that out. If they really like this book, keep it out and find things that are kind of similar. But if they like the truck, I would recommend taking out a few blocks. So with me and curating toys, like right now there's 5 block sets in this house. There does not need to be 5 sets of blocks in this house. So I've hidden half of them. I only put out maybe certain colors. I put out all red Duplo blocks, all yellow foam blocks, and the rest of the alphabet blocks I did A through D. And that's all that's out. When he's ready to move on, I'll switch those out. It's just
Yeah.
curating it and moving that child's focus because, I mean, think about it like buying water bottles. I love buying water bottles. I'm only drinking out of this one water bottle. I don't need
Mm,
all of them. When Christmas rolls around, I'll pull out the Christmas cup, but you just
yeah.
have to curate it.
Yeah.
And when you bring it out later, they'll treat it like it's brand new. They don't know. They don't know. They
They
think
don't know. Yeah, and it's something new, so they love it.
yeah, and they're like,
What did Nanny Kim on the go say? She said, I love the Montessori hacks. Do more. Everyone's
I'm
laughing. Why did you choose Montessori? That's from the National Nanny.
so I'm gonna be fast because I'm looking at the time. So the kindergarten that I went to that was Montessori. I went back and worked for my kindergarten teacher as her Montessori assistant. And she kept saying Montessori, and this is a Catholic school and this is a nun. And I was like, who is this saint? Like, who is this Catholic saint? I've never heard of Montessori. She's like, no, it's this way of schooling. And I was like, wow, this is great. But I don't really like when children can talk. And I was with 5-year-old and 6-year-olds, like fighting with each
Mm,
other, telling opinions. I was like,
yeah,
this is not for me.
yeah,
Then I
yeah,
saw there's assistance to infancy, and I was like, I love babies. I love
yeah,
babies. I want to work
yeah,
with babies, and I want to do
mm,
something that is not just sitting them down and like shaking stuff in their face. Like I know there's more to
yeah,
it. And so I went to AMI school, Association Montessori International, and I read their website, and it was like so much information. I was like, this is what I want to do.
yeah.
They
One of the,
treat infants like little people, and you are preparing them for the real world. And I love
yeah,
that.
yeah. So that's why, guys, she answered your question. Congratulations to you. You deserve a cake.
Oh,
Angela.
I've had mini
That's
cakes
so sweet.
between them.
Hey, everyone said great idea. So, whoa, we're nearly out of time, but I just want to say thank you for allowing me to honor you and giving me an hour out of your day while you're working. I appreciate that. Say thank you to your mom boss and your dad boss for allowing you to give me this time. And I obviously, Rachel is one of my nanny mentees. So we work on a regular basis. We have our Zoom meetings every week or sometimes every 2 weeks. We work on Rachel's nanny niche. We work on your branding. We work on your contracts, your CV. As we work on your confidence, you're setting boundaries because you're too nice sometimes. And we're working on elevating her career. So she's told me her goals that she wants to do in her nanny career, and I'm helping her to get there. And we are on track.
We are.
I would like to say we are on track.
It's so crazy that October will be a year, and I was like, I did not expect my life to be like this put together already. But like, let me just go ahead and say, if you're a nanny and you're kind of like in a fog, please hire Shada, because holy crap, like 2020 has been a year, but like I have to say, like, this has been the best part of my year. Like,
thank you. Thank you. I'm just passionate about helping you all and just making you better, you know, like I had a nanny that recently signed up, and she wants to like find out her niche, and she wants to, you know, work on setting boundaries. So we worked on just writing up a letter. At the moment, she needs to write a letter to do with conflict resolution with her boss. So I helped her write up a letter on, you know, just setting boundaries, because they were asking her to do things outside of her job description. Sometimes I think we can go overboard and beyond. But I think when they're taking the mick, and it was getting to that point where they were taking the mick, so she needed to rein it in a bit, and she just needed that boost, you know. So, and someone in her corner. So I worked with her on that. And I really enjoyed it, actually. I really, really did enjoy doing that with her. So yeah. So if you guys are stuck in a rut as a nanny, you know, or you've always had dreams to be a travel nanny, or to change the way that you nanny in terms of your part-time nanny, you want to be a full-time nanny, or a living nanny, you want to be a live-out nanny, whatever. Book me, guys. As Rachel said.
And like constant.
Listen, when my books get full, I will not be taking no one else on. So that once it's full, it's full. Like I won't be taking no one else on, because even it'll be good, because everyone that I have now is very active and proactive in what they're doing. But some people might not want to do the mentoring for a long period of time. Some might want to. So really and truly, once I reach my limit, which I have, I won't be taking anyone else on board. And I call it the winner's circle, because if you come with me, you're going to be winning. Anyway, let me stop. Thank you so much. If you guys found this useful, let me see some purple love hearts, please. That will let me know that you learned something new, that you enjoyed the live, enjoyed this IG live. You're awesome, Rachel. Oh, that's nice. Great live, guys. Thank you. Everyone's saying thank you. Amazing. I don't see those purple love hearts, though, so can I see some purple love hearts, please? That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Okay, they're coming in. Because that lets me know that people are still here with us. They're listening. They're taking in the gems. And yeah, I just want to say congratulations to the Holistic Nanny Lucinda, because she just got a new position, guys. So
I'm going to be messaging her.
Congratulate her. And happy National Nanny Recognition Week to all the amazing nannies. And I'm going to post this on my page. So feel free to share it, guys, if you want. And also, Rachel, I'll be sending it to you so you can do as you wish with it as well.
I want to read the comments. I'm like dying. I know my friends are watching. I'm so appreciable. I was like, you guys don't have to, but like if you could, but you don't have to.
Yeah. Anne said, y'all are lovely. Thanks for the gems. Thank you. Aww. Rachel, you've been amazing. Thank you for allowing me to honor you. We have our mentee session tomorrow, isn't it? I'm sure we have one booked for tomorrow.
So also meeting with Nanny J Shotwell. I'm her. I know. I'm doing stuff without Shada. Like somebody like, wow.
Shada network. Though. Yeah. How did you meet Nanny J Shotwell?
Y'all's live, and she messaged me afterwards, and I was like,
look at that.
Look at what you're doing.
Shada, the nanny connector, you know.
That's what we need a sorority. We need a nanny sorority.
Yes, literally. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm gonna message you in a bit just to go over a few things. But I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Take care,
Thanks,
Rachel.
y'all.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Oopsie. I don't know how to do this. I think Instagram's just gonna have me here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 seconds. Yeah.